everybody, welcome to the Fire It Up with CJ show. This is part 2, and we're talking to Tryshe Dhevney, and she is going to do a demonstration of these beautiful, beautiful bowls and the sound. So step us through all the different bowls that you have.
Well, today I brought amethyst. Mm-hmm. This is a bowl commissioned by Saima. So it is a bowl they call the Divine Mother. They don't make them anymore, but this is a very rare bowl. And it has diamond, ruby, white gold alchemy, kyanite, and platinum.
So those are all the elements included in that bowl.
In this bowl.
Whoa, cool.
So when I play this, it's carrying the alchemy of all of those resonances of all those gemstones.
Okay, that's super
all those
cool.
specialties.
Yeah.
So amethyst carries the specialty of amethyst. Divine Mother. I'll quiet them for a moment. This is azeztulite. This is a gemstone that they say is it's the stone of the new consciousness. And then this is again, they're all high-grade quartz crystal, but this one is high-grade quartz infused with 24 karat gold, and the firing is what gives it the different colorings. So you've got aqua aura gold and pink aura gold. So each of these then are carrying its own Shakti, if you will, its own power and its own sound signature, as well as the gemstone signature.
So you'd have to study the gemstones. So certain gemstones have different properties, and they're trying to bring about certain things.
They do, and some people know what gemstones they're drawn to. Some people don't know, but they often, when I'm with them and helping guide them, they kind of find a way and have permission to just sort of follow their nose, if you will. It's the sound that really creates the connection.
Right.
So I have them chiming the tone to see how does that feel when you hear that.
Okay, so let's pretend I'm someone who's
you're probably looking at that and saying, but I really like that. But okay,
that's not available.
right.
Forget about it.
But let's say you don't know that that's not available.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
So am I supposed to make the sound internally?
No, you
okay.
just sort of feel listening. Now I'm playing them together. If we were in my shop, I would play one at a time. And you go, no, that doesn't feel. So it's a
this
sensation.
one doesn't feel. I don't know about the new consciousness. I'm
Right,
worried.
right.
I don't like the sound
because
of it.
it's the sound.
Yeah.
It's the sound. So if the sound isn't right for us, we'll just go,
Okay, next bowl.
But if it has some resonance, you'll feel the expanse. I've seen people get weak in their knees.
Wow.
When they hear the right sound or the combination.
Wow.
Because that's the other thing, is there's a combination of tones that are unlocking something very important in us that we've lost contact with. So when you were talking earlier about remembering, with the acupuncturist, it's so key to remember, because we carry these advanced harmonics in our body and we've just lost contact with them. So these help us remember.
This one takes me to outer space.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the sensation.
Oh, that's the one I should get?
That would be
the one that I feel like when you play this, I'm like, wait, where am I in the interview?
Yeah.
I've lost myself entirely.
Yeah. So then I would put it in your hands.
Okay.
And I would show you how to play it. So what I'll do, and you want to make sure your ring doesn't touch it. Right. So I teach you how to play it. So you give a little chime like that through the center of the wand. You don't poke it.
Okay.
You just lightly touch. And then you can move around on the rim slowly and with a little bit of pressure. Or you can work around the wall like I like to do.
Oh, I never even thought about doing that.
There's less drag, so you don't hear that drag, which I wanted to eliminate. So
okay,
go ahead and try it.
Okay, so there's... Ooh.
That was me. Sorry. So you hold it like a big fat pen.
Okay, so I'm writing them like this.
Like that.
A pen.
And then just a light tap on the edge there. And then you enter the current like you're entering the freeway in California.
And then I'm just kind of like...
There you go. Now that usually, the fact that you've activated it really easily is an indicator that the bowl and you are already in alignment. So you heard it.
Okay, so you're not going to bring this home with you then to Arizona anymore.
She's found no
Exactly. I found my balls.
I need it for the concert, though.
Exactly. Don't take my baby away.
And then she is carrying an important, and it's an F tone. Now, we haven't talked about musical notation, but oftentimes everything is adjusted according to the chromatic scale. This is an E, this is, and the chakras we look at, okay, I would like a heart tone. That chromatically is a heart tone. But your heart tone may be a different tone altogether.
Heart tone?
Heart.
Oh.
And so
this is a heart tone.
It's a heart tone typically and traditionally, chromatically. It's an F tone. So a lot of people want to buy the F bowls because they say they're the heart bowls. But your heart may be a D sharp.
Oh, right. So if someone's like, get the heart bowl, you're like, I'm buying this one.
Yeah.
And then it may not sound good for you.
And it's not, you're going to work only with what sounds good. So your body has its own signatures and its own unique harmonic flow to it. So you cannot try to force, let's say I want a root chakra bowl, let me get a C
Yeah,
tone.
like don't get someone like this for Christmas, because if you're like, I got a root chakra bowl, they may be like, that doesn't sound right to me.
It may not. And a lot of people will maybe see these bowls, although most people, when they buy this kind of bowl, are coming in to buy for themselves because they are a very special purchase. But it's the tonality that is affecting you. Some people would hear that tone and go, would blanch.
They probably would meet me and go,
wrong.
No,
I doubt
CJ. She's like that F-tone bowl.
And so that's kind of how you judge what's right. The bowl, people like to think that they're choosing. The bowl is actually choosing you.
Oh.
It knows. It's energetics because it's very much alive.
And so how did you end up with these bowls yourself?
I sell the bowls. So I have a number of them in my shop.
Oh,
so excellent. I have a case that I was able to bring some on tour and have been up and down the coastline here doing concerts. So I would, like on my back, I carried 8 bowls.
All right, so if I wanted to buy this bowl, then I would have, or all these bowls, if someone listened and said, oh yeah, I love that bowl, I want that F bowl, can they go to your website and buy it, or all the bowls the same?
They would call me. No, in fact, you could, I don't have a list of all the bowls on my website. So if you out there see that bowl and you are in love with this bowl, call me, or you can go to my website, soundshifting.com, and there's a place to email me, or my phone number's there as well, and say, that pretty little opalescent blue bowl on CJ's show, can you tell me where can I get it? Could you ship it to me? And I will be able to.
But then how will they know? Because it may be a different blue bowl that you have that may sound differently.
Then if I have a different one, then what I do is I'll send people a sound file.
Oh, so they can listen to it.
So they can hear it. Then they're not going to get all the complexities of it. But I find that the people who come to me for a bowl are coming to me because they also vibrate with me. So I find, the bowls I have in my shop are bowls that have vibrated with me. I've selected each one of them. So there is a subtlety to the instruments that we're connecting. So I'll, though they'll be missing the higher nuances of the bowl over the sound file, they'll at least hear what the primary note is. And
feel like, that feels good. So they're doing the same kind of thing.
And then I'll also take a picture and send an image.
Wow.
So you can see the
And are they all these sizes?
They have different sizes. And then I have 12-inch bowls.
Wow.
I didn't bring any of those because I thought your mic would just sort of
leave
town.
Exactly.
But they're big and they provide a huge sine wave that can alter. In my current concert, I have 3 bowls that are creating a binaural pulse. Well, that binaural pulse, Reachers is showing us, by binaural I mean it's phased. One note is one phasing one tone, and one is phased a little bit higher or lower. So the tones are trying to become one sound, and in that effort to become one note, they're creating this pulse.
Whoa.
And it's that wah, wah,
Can you do
wah.
a quick demonstration of that?
I don't think I have
Not
any
with these
bars
bowls?
set up here. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's something close with these. So they're a little bit different.
Make sure they don't fall.
There's a slight pulse because they do demonstrate that one is a little higher than the other
Right.
one.
You can feel the in between.
You
in
can.
between those two things is a
And
noise.
they have found that the binaural pulse will help to regulate insulin, will balance the endocrine system,
Yeah.
will improve sleep, will improve memory,
Nice.
because the brain is working to move that into one tone.
Okay. Now let's say that you're at your, I think you can find these in a lot of places. This is a Tibetan.
You can.
Can you use these for the same types of things, or is it like a certain sound? Like this one, this is my bowl, and I don't even know. I've been.
Yeah,
That's my
that's
bowl.
lovely. That's
Okay,
lovely.
so how would I? Is this used for what? What would you use a bowl for?
Well, what I use the bowl for is because I had Tibetan bowls. My first bowl was a little larger and it had a higher wall. And I used it in my healing journey. I didn't know how to use it. The guy showed me how to do it. I played it and immediately a song came out of me. It was sort of free toning. And I bought the bowl, brought it home, started to play it every day. And then I started doing those chakra tones because I had worked with those tones with my other students and thought, well, they worked for them. Let me try it.
Yeah.
Teacher, time to be taught.
Yes,
So, all right. And within 3 months, my viral load, which was spiking in the multiples of millions, I had hepatitis C, was gone.
From doing the.
Well, I thought maybe it's maybe it's the sound. I didn't know until 2 years later. The nurse comes after going in and making sure I'm okay. She tells me that I don't have a genotype that would have responded to interferon, so there's no medical reason for me to be well.
Wow.
Then I knew it was the sound.
The sound.
And then I did deep research.
Okay, so here's the stuff that I found on the internet. People want to do things like anxiety, depression, stress management, pain management, sleep disorders, which you mentioned, and then space clearing. So how would you use, how would you use a bowl? Or how would you use the stuff that's...
Yes, well, I would, because any manner of sound that brings you peace is going to be a way to clear space. It's going to be reducing your anxiety. It's going to be overriding the depression in the brain, because the brain is now having a different cycle.
So it really doesn't matter the sound, or if this sound, that sound. It's just really the sound that resonates with you. If this is a sound that resonates with me, it's going to help with all of these
all
things.
of those things. Now, with these bowls, the Tibetan bowls are very ancient, and they're using metals that are also quite ancient and very much of the earth. They are geared toward the carbon-based body system, and we've had this carbon-based body system for millennium. We have now moved in. We've turned a corner, and many of you have felt this turn energetically. We've turned a corner, so we're no longer really operating from a carbon-based body system. We are graduating, uploading new information into the crystalline age.
Okay, so this
Which
may
is why,
not be...
Well, it's good. I still work. If somebody comes on my table who has a real issue with that's trauma from early on in their young lives, if they're carrying that kind of patterning, I'll work with my Tibetan bowls. I have 4 big workers.
I see. Okay, kind of depends on where their
their cycle
their healing is lodged.
What's going on. But then I always finish it with the crystal, because the crystal is the upgrade. So we sonically move the energy, the density, and then we shift it into a higher
everyone's going to
frequency.
want these bowls. Now look what you've gone and done.
We're out to change the world, aren't we, CJ?
Exactly. Okay, got it. So then I can do anything. So is there a specific way to tone it or hit it in any, like if I'm doing a space clearing, should I be doing it in a different way than if I'm doing pain management, or is it all the things that you showed me
Well, I
already?
would do that, but I'd also say out loud, bless this home, or whatever energies no longer serve us in this family, let it leave on the sound as it decays.
Okay, got it. So I'd say that, and then imagine the sound kind
just
of cleaning
taking
and taking everything and just...
Or we'd be using it, my preference would be these crystal bowls. and just let it clear the space.
It really does feel different. Can you hear it
Yes,
again?
very different.
Yeah, like I feel it up in these
Yes.
parts.
So because we've turned into we have upgraded our whole vehicle, our human personhood is already moving into the crystalline era.
Right.
And so these are instruments of that age now. And I think what they're doing, because they activate photons,
Right.
they are activating light in the body. They are, some call it the Merkaba or Merkaba. But they're also creating more space in the system for more light.
Oh.
So this is what we're
Wow.
working with.
I love it. You know, I interviewed, I can't remember his name. His name's Eric Pearl. Have you ever heard the Reconnection?
Yes,
I interviewed
yes,
him.
yes.
And when I interviewed him, he's all about getting into these new higher vibrational light frequencies. He came, he talked to me, my light blew out. He came on air and my light blew out because there was just such a high vibration that was out of this world, like a vibration.
Some
that's
carry
not
a
enough.
really strong vibrational field.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so their watches don't work.
Yeah.
They walk past a computer station at work and everything dies. And
I know,
yeah.
Mike, thank you for breaking my very expensive lights, but it was interesting. I was shocked because he was carrying such high vibration. And so I get it. I get how these...
And we all have that. That's the thing. We all know how to heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We know how to restore balance to ourselves. All of this works in a picosecond, if you can imagine.
Really?
I can't even describe to you how fast a picosecond is.
Yeah.
But it happens immediately. And it will stay that way until the brain goes back to its old pattern. Or we start speaking old thoughts like, oh, I don't know, I'd like to go, but I can't.
Exactly.
So, do stop, shift that frequency immediately. I was doing an interview, a negotiation for a contract. It wasn't going all that well, and the guy got called off the call for a moment, put me on hold. In that moment, I said, I gotta change this energy, and I did the throat chakra sound. Ooh, I had about that long before he came back on. My intention and the sound together for that brief second changed everything. Now, I can't tell you what happened to him.
Right.
But he was a different man when he came on that.
Wow.
And it was like he just won had the winning lottery.
Wow. Do you think that somehow the vibration, because you were already connected in the phone call, that vibration kind of went over to him?
I would say that it changed my dial of perception. So I wasn't worried.
Right.
I wasn't holding that. Because I can't say that I changed him.
Right.
I could have
But you
influenced
changed
him,
yourself, which
but
would
I
have
changed
changed your
myself,
relationship.
which changed the field,
Yes.
which made his entering the field
Feel different.
feel different. So if we want to change our family situation, play a bold tone.
Exactly.
Hold the thought that says, whoever enters this house is bringing harmony.
It just be like, get off the computer now. Get off the computer now. Get off the computer now.
My turn. My turn.
Exactly.
My turn.
What's that sound that harms people? Get off. No, just kidding.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it would. Well, the interesting thing with computers too. This is how this came about.
Yeah.
The semiconductor industry started using crystal to grow and grow more crystals so that they could put them in, embed them in the computers.
Yes.
So your state of mind is affecting the crystalline structure inside your quartz.
Okay, that just blew my mind. Right, so like my computer,
If you're
whatever my state of mind is affecting...
frustrated.
Right, it's resonating.
You probably now follow your instincts. You walk away, chill out, go get some tea, go grab a bite, leave the house, take a walk. You come back and you have the answer.
I wouldn't have thought about that in a million years. Okay, so distance healing. If folks, can you do distance healing?
I don't as a specific practice, but it is with sound. You can do anything. You can send a sound and a thought to your loved ones if you're concerned. The thing that I find is and I learned this with my healing journey, don't send a sound because you think somebody needs it or can't find their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, send a sound that says, I know you know. I know you will remember.
What's that? Okay, what would that sound like? Give me an example.
Just your thought.
In your head.
My head, I'm thinking, CJ is going through a tough time. She knows how, I'm going to send the energy that she knows how to find her way, that all of the answers are coming to her, and she is stepping into it now and learning all that she needs to know from this situation. Then I'll do, could you just do that? Or I may just have a whole little orchestra that I think of you and I'm making the sound. Done.
Let's do that as a closing, so the people, listeners outside, whatever is happening to you, we know that you can do
because if I'm holding the frequency that you need, and you're not able to do or fix or manage something,
you're holding in a lesser, right. Versus, I know that you have your inner guru, and you'll find it, and this is for you out there who are listening.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Close this out, sister.
All right. So let's work with this beautiful bowl. In fact, no, because we don't have two strikers, I'll work with this bowl. So in this final closing, the prayer I offer to all of you is that those of you going through any kind of challenge, especially as we're in this Mercury retrograde, where so much energy is imposing on us, that each and every one of us have the frequency, have the advanced harmonics that knows how to move through this with grace and ease, and the learning is deep, powerful, and blesses us all.
Namaste. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to go to soundshifting.com. Yes. Come to the East West Bookstore on October 3rd from 7 to 8:30 for a concert. Yes. And then the following day, you can figure out how to make. In part one, we talked about the different sounds that you can make yourself if you don't want to buy any of these things.
And learn how to work with these in your practice if you want to start adding sound to your practice.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. It means so much to me that you're listening to the show. I would love your support in any way by giving me comments below, or to subscribe to the show or share the show with friends. Thank you again for your support. Love and blessings.